to touch it!
Selfish son of a bitch! I would get up, bitch, the eyes of my bitch, my maker, and my bitch!
How you doing, folks? Welcome to the podcast. You know, I want to start off by saying something. And earlier today, I'm at work, and a couple of kids are in the GameStop as I take my break, and they see a statue of Knuckles. And the first thing the kid said was, "Oh look, it's Ugandan Knuckles." And as I wanted to thoroughly backhand that kid in the throat, because Ugandan Knuckles is not the regular Knuckles to any noob who knows anything about Knuckles, it reminded me of people. It reminded me of Roman Reigns fans. How people like Jonathan Coachman don't know a good wrestler from a bad one for some reason in this day and age. Then also, while I'm at my job, which I would not say here because, you know, I don't want people following me, a couple of kids that came in my job clucking as I prepared to throw a chair because they clearly were copying off Ugandan Knuckles. I wondered to them, they remind me of regular WWE fans and how they will eat the product up like it's nothing, and how when they get games like Dynasty Warriors 9, they are satisfied with pieces of shit. But you know, that's just me. You know, that's my day. Anywho, welcome to the podcast today. Today it's just, you know, two people. It's just me and Dark Wave.
Hi-oh.
Of course. And wanted to start off a little differently today. Today we're talking about anime. And of course we're talking about Dragon Ball Super. Dark Wave, what happened today in Dragon Ball? And
goody! Dragon Ball Super. Well, tonight, as we all know, we had to wait 2 weeks because they just had the people wait for Ultra Instinct to be mastered from Goku-san, which we got tonight. Pretty much it was just Goku and Jiren going back and forth. Of course, Ultra Instinct has now been mastered, and we're getting close to the climax of Dragon Ball Super. Good episode. This saga has been good. The last two in particular have been great. So, good episode. Next week, once there's another break I don't know of, but next week it will be, I don't know if it will be the last episode of the tournament, but it's definitely winding down, and regardless of how it ends, it has been a good season. I will say that.
To me, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't liked Super at all.
I mean, I would definitely say it's worth watching from the first tournament up until now. The first two arcs, they're basically the movies. Yes, they did change some things, of course, from the TV versions of that, from the movie versions. But to me personally, I could care less. You know, from the first time Hit is introduced, that's tournament when you meet Chaba, Hit, basically when you meet Universe 6, up until now has been pretty good. Black Saga was definitely one of the highlights. Zamasu being probably one of the best villains.
To me, I even had a couple arguments with people. I feel like it would have been a better arc if it was actually an evil Goku instead of Zamasu stealing his body. I really did.
I agree with that. That's one of the things I didn't like about the whole Black arc. I didn't like that Goku body was ultimately Zamasu just in Goku's body. I felt like it'd have been better to see it as a alternate universe Goku. That just said, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm going to destroy everything because I can. I would have preferred that type of Goku. I would have preferred that kind of villain instead of it being just another Zamasu from a different timeline in Goku's body.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it played the way like Captain Ginyu where, because it's not really Goku, he could not unlock the true potential of the body. You know, that garbage.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it was great. Good arc.
And my
Seeing Vegito.
problem, the manga version also did him a lot better because in the manga version, because of that, he didn't even know how to turn Super Saiyan when they first went to his time period, and then after he got his ass whipped, then he learned how to turn Super Saiyan. Then after he got his ass whipped as a Super Saiyan, then he learned how to turn Super Saiyan 2 a little bit. Then went right to gold instead of in that anime he went right to gold immediately. I mean rose, which is actually pink, but I don't know what the fuck how gonna we have pink rose, but whatever.
I don't know, man. I don't read the manga of Dragon Ball. There's probably the one manga to anime or anime to manga, whichever however you want to pronounce that. I don't read. I usually go back and read all the animes that I watch to see the difference. The Dragon Ball, I mean, I've been invested in Dragon Ball for 20 years, but at this point, I'm just like, I'll just accept what the anime gives me in this case, because it's Dragon Ball. But the show it's already been confirmed to be ending this month in March. I don't know when, I don't know what date. There will be a movie later on in the year. I don't know if that's going to spawn another series. One would think, considering that Dragon Ball has made so much money since coming back out. So we have to see how it goes. But
I thought they were ending it because they were losing a lot of money.
No, they're ending it because I don't know why. I mean, they're still doing a movie at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And Dragon Ball has, done well numbers from what I have seen. Now, I don't know if things have changed, but it's doing well numbers. I mean, one has to see. Maybe he doesn't want to drag it on like he did Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Or it could just be he's taking a break to work on the movie, and the show can come back after the movie. We don't know. I know I don't know. As long as it doesn't end with some stupid cliffhanger and makes sense, I'm fine with it. Because people have to remember this takes place before the end of Dragon Ball Z, when it showed Pan as a 4-year-old little kid and Goku in his blue outfit with Oob coming there. So if it ends with it going into that direction, then you can pretty much say Super's over. But if it ends and that you can see more happening, we had to see. We had to see what the movie does. We really ultimately had to see what the movie does. I don't know if they'll make the movie canon. Usually, most movies aren't canon. But we have to see what they do with it. We just have to wait and see.
All right. Moving on to our favorite subject in the sky, gaming, of course. Woo! Recently, we've been playing Dynasty Warriors. I've been playing Dynasty Warriors. And I generally want to slit that game, the director of that game's throat, with my bare hands. Which makes no sense. But skipping that, because we're not going to talk about Dynasty Warriors every time, how shit that game is. We're going to talk about how to fix Call of Duty. I feel as though, right, they should probably stop coming out with these games every year. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, or they could just go back to like Modern Warfare style game, quick, twitchy arcade shooter, or just not make the game every fucking year. I mean, if that's asking a little bit too much. What is your opinion?
Well, when you say fix Call of Duty, what are we trying to fix? I mean, Call of Duty now has become more of a casual type of shooter nowadays, if you will.
Yes.
In the grand scheme of things, it will never stop coming out every year because that is Activision's biggest money year. That is that's when Activision makes all their money, is when Call of Duty comes out, because everybody and their mother, sister, uncle, aunt, mother, daughter buys one. They buy it for their kids, and they complain when their kids get cussed out online. They buy it for the daughters, and the daughters don't know what to do. The fathers play, and they just sit back with a couple beers, going 2 and 12 on the team, and saying, "Hey, man,
Yes, I get pussy."
they give me that excuse. Oh, I got a girl. Or I got a wife. Some bullshit. But yet you hopping online. You shouldn't even be online.
Funny thing is,
I don't.
one of our mutual friends used to make that excuse when he used to go, what, like 1 in 10? And
Yeah, and stupid shit. And you just, if you suck, you suck, man. It doesn't matter if you're getting pussy or not.
And his excuse is, at least I getting pussy. And I remember at that time I was already engaged, so I was like, yeah, you have no excuse at this point.
Pretty much. But honestly, I don't think there is no fixing Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty is what it will be. The only thing you can really do now to fix it is either A, just keep re-release Modern Warfare 1, which they did, and soon to be Modern Warfare 2, whether this year or next year. I mean, because the people who made Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2 ultimately left, and they make Titanfall.
Oh, yeah.
And that's honestly the better game. In my opinion, from a gameplay perspective, Titanfall is a better game, and that's because, well, the people who made Call of Duty made Titanfall. Because that was what Modern Warfare 3 was going to be, probably, was Titanfall, but they got fired, and so they took that and just made it Titanfall. But ultimately, I don't think there's no fixing Call of Duty. I think for the casual person out there, they may think Call of Duty gets better every year. For people like me who played World War II, who bought World War II, and I only bought it because I was watching a YouTuber play, and said, you know what, it looked fun, maybe I'll give it another chance. Because I'm one of the people who, I don't like to say something shit unless I've played it or have my hands on it.
Yeah.
And when I got Modern Warfare, when I got World War II and I played it, I realized the bad. There were massive hit detection drops, which for me plagues me. I gotta, I can deal with anything else, but hit detection is a must for me. I need to have hit detection. Spawn location was absolutely terrible. I used to play, people say, oh, it's free for all. You know what? I used to play. Anyone who knows me from Modern Warfare 1 knew I barely did team deathmatch. I always was in free-for-all. And even then, the spawns weren't as bad. I didn't spawn to a map and a person spawned right behind me immediately and shoot me in the back. Never happened on Modern Warfare 1. Never happened on Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, yeah. Modern Warfare 2 still remains my favorite Call of Duty.
It's like...
Modern Warfare 3.
I understand Modern Warfare, I understand free-for-all, spawns are kind of, but to spawn in and then have a guy spawn right beside me or right behind me, that's ridiculous. That should be at least a little space in the matter there. But, when you fix, and I honestly don't think there's a way to fix Call of Duty unless you just release the ones that were good, which in my opinion only were Modern Warfare 1 and 2. 3, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't, to me, it wasn't great. To me, my favorite will always be Modern Warfare 1, simply because when I played Modern Warfare 2, I was on PS3. And to me, for whatever reason, that game just on PS3, the online experience to me was not there. So I didn't play it much online, except for Spec Ops, which... Oh, Spec Ops. We'll not discuss that. But
what about Black Ops? Did you like Black Ops?
I didn't buy Black Ops. I played it, and it was like, okay, it's fine. But honestly, after Modern Warfare 3, I kind of dropped out of Call of Duty, to be honest. I did like War at War. I did enjoy that.
I didn't play it.
The main thing about War at War was its co-op and the zombies, but the online was actually pretty decent. I used to play even though it was shit, I used to play Call of Duty 3. Which, ironically, to me, is better than World War II. At least the hit detections on that game actually, it mattered. It actually worked. Call of Duty 3 wasn't great, but by any means. But at least when I shot someone, I actually registered. But it had other issues.
All right.
No,
go and finish. I'm sorry.
I played Black Ops betas when they come out, and they were okay. But ultimately, I ultimately dropped out of Call of Duty. Gave World War II a chance. My World War II now resides in my father's house somewhere. Who knows? And there you go.
How's your dad, by the way?
My dad is fine.
Okay. Anywho, so speaking of all this junk that's been going on, so what do you think about? I'm gonna add a few things here. That live service stuff that they've been talking about recently. Oh, by the way, the reason I didn't buy Titanfall is because the word EA is on the box, but that's my only problem with it. But yeah, live service. What do you think about that crap? That all the companies all the shit companies are trying to switch to like live service now.
Live service? Now, to be honest, it's actually the first time I've heard of it.
Oh, okay. So Ubisoft, Activision, and EA. EA's already been doing it, but Ubisoft, Activision, they're now going to switch to live service, which means potentially single-player games that you always require an internet connection,
That
to progress, all that type of crap. Like pretty much like a single. You can have multiplayer and single-player versions of Destiny and Anthem. In fact, one of the games that literally are suffering from live service as we speak is Shadow of War. I didn't care how great the game is. That game is suffering. And I'll wait till the Game of the Year edition to actually play that game.
Single player games that must be connected online.
Oh, yeah. That's a part of live service, my friend. Live service means live service.
Just from that alone. They're going to shoot themselves in the fucking foot. That is probably the dumbest thing you could do.
Oh, my dude. Look. It's like this. Why play... Like, so when somebody comes out with a game that's quote-unquote live service, right? What's going to make a gamer pick your game over, the millions of other games that they could be playing that doesn't have live service? Or if they don't care about the live service bullshit, what's to stop a person from picking one game over live service over the other? Because, I don't think people want to play numerous games where they can't do shit unless they buy microtransactions and all that shit. Hell, what was the name of that damn game that came out? Oh, shit. What was
Metal Gear Survive?
No. All right, first of all, Metal Gear Survive is a prime example of paying for gasoline for your car. Let's not talk about that piece of shit. I'm saving that for another fucking podcast because that's going to be a whole subject to itself, obviously. But I'm talking about like what was the name of that Kingdom of Alamar or whatever the name of that fucking game was?
Oh, that was a good game though.
It was, but guess what that game was based off of? Live service, my friend. So that means you had to have online, so that game didn't work properly. Oh yeah, my sister and I tested this back when I was living with her and we were all living in the same house. We didn't have internet at the time, and she tried to play Kingdom of Amalur, and she barely could play it, and she could barely do shit in the game because the game would not allow her. The game would be like, nope, until they fixed it. Diablo also had that same problem. Diablo 3, if you can recall. Remember how people went from Diablo 2, a game where you can clearly play by yourself if you felt like, to Diablo 3,
right,
where you had to be online. It was integral to the experience. And then there's SimCity. Oh my God, that piece of shit known as SimCity. What the fuck ever. But yeah.
So, are companies trying to take away single player games? Is that basically what I'm hearing?
Yes. Why do you think Sony and Bethesda made fun of EA? Sony, Bethesda, and a bunch of companies are officially made fun of EA. Simply because EA sounds like a bunch of idiots.
They're all idiots.
Yeah, hell, even the Sony president was like, "I'm never gonna go to one of my companies." He'd be like, "Hey, live service, make one of those." That's gonna make their single player experience. Bethesda, as crap as their games are half the time, even they're like, we like to make single player experiences. Hell, Doom is a fantastic game. Doom is a fantastic game. It is a single-player experience with a horrible multiplayer on it, but it's single-player, and it's one of the greatest shooting game stories I've ever played in my life. And that's a stamp.
What's funny about this is that these companies talk about live service and having online. There are tons of people who don't even have internet access, for one. So that pretty much cancels a lot of your market right there. B, single player games, despite what people may think, oh, there's no more market for them. No, that's completely wrong. Single player games actually, in my opinion, in a sense, have a bigger market than multiplayer games.
Evil Within 2.
Because there are a lot of people who don't buy the Xbox Live. There are a lot of people who don't buy the PlayStation Plus. There are a lot of people who don't have internet good enough either way, to really play online in a decent fashion. So they're on the single player games. And if single player games go to these live sessions, because it's amazing to me that we're going to take a game that simply can be single player, but you're going to add some type of BS, some type of online system within a single player game that requires you to be online for that system to work, which either A is going to, it may eliminate you from microtrans, or B, it can maybe block you from even completing the game, depending on what the online function is of that game. It is the dumbest. That is stupid. They need to reevaluate that, and it needs to either be A, an option, or B, the online service of the game does not need to be the forefront of the game. If it's a single player game, it's a fucking single player game. You want multiplayer, make a multiplayer game. Obviously, for some apparent reason, these multiplayer games has been god awful. I'm sorry to say, a lot of these multiplayer games have been terrible.
Except Monster Hunter. Except
Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter has probably been the best multiplayer game in quite some time. Like, and I don't really talk, and I haven't said this much, but if you look at a lot of the quote multiplayer games, Destiny, Division, mediocre to average at best. All these multiplayer games, and this is what makes me skeptical on Anthem. When you see Division, what's the first thing you think about? Playing with your friends, right?
Yeah.
You see Destiny 1 and 2. First thing you think about, playing with your friends, co-op, multiplayer, PvP, whatever. But the first thing is playing with your friends. Yeah. When you pick up this game and you play it for 10, 20 hours, and you realize that ultimately this game is garbage, and then your friends stop playing it, you stop playing it, you look at that game sitting on your dresser, and you look at it, it's like, that was a waste of $60 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Destiny. Same thing.
And to have a game that's like, we want you to play the game for about 10 years. Half the gamer does not want to play a fucking game for about 50 fucking years. They just want to play the game, beat the game, and call it a day. But again,
and move on.
Yeah, we get games like fucking Monster Hunter that literally say you can make a multiplayer game with 0 transactions. Maybe you can buy like a costume here or there in the marketplace, but it's not littered with them. And the game is literally a solid experience, and they don't care. They're like, hey, we want you to play our game. The creator even straight up said, I don't want to, make my experience about you guys paying for money when, I can just make a game and you guys will pay for it. And that's the type of sentiment that if I was a game designer or a game company, the first thing I would worry about is I'm trying to have you have this game sell billions of copies without it, fucking the microtransactions up. I mean,
and with a franchise like Monster Hunter, you want to keep the identity of Monster Hunter.
Exactly. Like, I'm not like if I was to make a game, right? Not only would I make the game not $60, but I kind of would entice you to buy it without microtransactions or a season pass or a loot box. You'll get a complete experience. So the word of mouth part that a lot of gamers do nowadays, especially through YouTube. A lot of people would buy the game. You get billions of sales off that alone. Monster Hunter alone does not have microtransactions, does not have a season pass, but hell, everybody and their grandmother has that goddamn game. There's not a single person on my friends list that don't have that game because it's a solid experience, and they didn't sacrifice it for nothing. They just wanted you to play a goddamn Monster Hunter. Like, if they had Monster Hunter, you can buy your way to the end. That shit is stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's one of the things, and I forgot to say Overwatch is good as well. But
that system is a little fucked up though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean but the game. I'm not talking about loot boxes. I'm talking about just the gameplay itself is. Pretty decent.
Oh yeah, it's a damn good. It's a fine game, and it destroyed Battleborn. I would to this day never know what the fuck they were thinking when they came out with Battleborn.
I don't know what they're thinking here, but. To the subject of Monster Hunter, that was when you first saw that at E3, and when we all saw that first at E3. My number one concern, honestly, I mean, yeah, it was loot boxes and all, but my number one concern is: are they going to stick to the franchise? Are they going to stick to what's made Monster Hunter successful all these years? Of course, improve on the problems, obviously, that Monster Hunter has. No targeting, bullshit like that.
Tracking that the old ones didn't have. Thank God they fixed it.
But when you first saw that, the first thing that came to mind is: are they going to keep to are they going to keep it where it is? Are they going to keep Monster Hunter 2 where it is and where it always has been and was made successful? And when that game released, and we all picked it up after playing the demo, collectively, yes, the interaction of getting online was a little janky because you had to do the cutscenes and this and that. But besides that, that is, we played it and collectively we all say this is the badass game, and this right now is game of the year right now. Bar none, this is probably one of the, if the only candidate for game of the year as we speak right now.
Oh yeah. No, actually, Dynasty.
Unlike last year, where you had like 4 in like a month.
For me, last year was the top 4 was hard because it was Mario Odyssey, there was Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade 2, there was fucking Yakuza, there was fucking Nier. Ultimately,
but look how far apart some of those, like within the first like couple months of the year, you had at least 3 games that could have been game of the year, including Nier. Towards the end of the year, you had Zelda, or Zelda may have came out in the middle of the year, whatever. But you had Zelda and you had Mario.
Yeah.
You had Horizon in the beginning of the year. I think you had Nier in the beginning of the year. You literally had 3 to 4 game of the year Neo right there. And this year you have 1. Nothing. Nothing has been close to Monster Hunter. Not Dynasty Warriors 9, not Story Art Fatal Bullet. Nothing.
First of all,
everything that's come out this year, garbage. I'm not gonna say garbage. Everything that's come out this year has been mediocre. Monster Hunter is the only legit right now game of the year. And honestly, with the way the year is looking, you got Ni no Kuni 2 coming out. Something else just got a release date. I can't remember what it was. Some game that is big got released. You got God of War. But
I don't think that's making it.
It's like those are ifs. Ni no Kuni is a Japanese game. Will it be good? Yes. Will it be candidate for game of the year? Probably not. Why? Because people are clowns. Now Persona 5 got there, so maybe Ni no Kuni would get there.
Hey.
So
it's a possibility. 5 was one of the games like I said, man. My top 4. It was the hardest top 4 I've ever made of a game of the year list. But the shittiest game of the year, bruh. Oh man, that list was so easy to make. Oh man,
there was so many hits last year, yeah. But
we had equal hits, equal misses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this year,
but
it's. Oh wait, no, there is one game that I'm going to talk about in the next second when you're done.
But with Monster Hunter, coming out, not having loot boxes, this should show people. $60 tag, fine. I understand they gotta make the money. I'm not even concerned really too much about season passes all that much, because if a game it's gonna have DLC coming out, there's nothing you can do about it. So instead of buying it all for $10 and you can buy a season pass for $20, I'm fine with that. Whatever, as long as the DLC is quality.
Neo,
but
Dark
Monster
Souls.
Hunter. Yeah, Fatal Bullet has a DLC. I have not bought it yet because I don't know what they're bringing out for that game. So I'm not buying it until I see what they got on the table. Then I might consider it.
Yeah, if you say it's good, I will buy it, but I'm not about to waste my money because I barely play the game.
I don't know.
I play it, but I'm not playing it like hardcore. Not yet.
Fire Emblem Warriors, I will buy the DLC because I want those characters, and instead of spending $9.99, I might as well spend $20. Makes more sense. So, for something like that, season pass, I actually think it's a good idea. I've always kind of appreciated season passes, especially when you come back to a game and you're like, oh, this has DLC. You look at the DLC, like, okay, I want to try it. This is DLC is $10 and $20, but you can just get the season pass for $25. I mean, it saves me $5. Why not?
Batman Arkham Knight. So now I'm just joking.
But but to the time at hand with the live and the microtransactions, people need to look at Monster Hunter. Successful without loot boxes. Successful without all the tangible bullshit. You can play Monster Hunter offline.
Oh yeah.
That game will kick you offline and say, "Hey man, have fun, enjoy hunting monsters by yourself."
Yeah, enjoy.
You may get raped, but I mean, you may get raped, you might get wrecked, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're still playing the game. Single player games is where it's at. Single player games are where it needs to be at, and I'm going to get off the subject because we got to move on. Or unless you got something else to add.
Oh no. I actually do think there is one game that could actually be, first and second place with Monster Hunter can go blow to blow. Kingdom Come Deliverance. That game is.
I don't know, man.
It glitched.
I don't know, man. I looked at the game, man. I cannot. I was watching a YouTuber named Keith Ballard play it, and honestly speaking, it looked fun. It looked interesting. It could look realistic. My problem is I can't talk to someone, and every time I talk to someone, I got to sit through a loading screen before I get to the damn cutscene, man. That will kill a game for me just like that.
Oh, no, they had a 10
gig every person I talk to is it.
They had a 10 gig patch already.
Oh, did they?
Yes, sir. So
because when I watched him play that, and every person he spoke to, they had a cutscene a loading time, a long loading screen before they even spoke a 2-sentence paragraph.
Oh, you mean like Sonic 06? Hi, loading screen.
Jesus Christ!
I need you to do this.
But yeah, like Sonic 06. Every time you talk to someone, I got a freaking loading screen before I can hear him say 2 fucking sentences. That honestly will take me out of the game. I haven't watched the video since. He's still playing it. I am going to watch his walkthrough because I'm probably not going to buy it.
Yeah.
But if it's getting better, because it looked good. It looked good. The combat looked garbage. But then again, still Skyrim. But, it looked realistic. It looked like your decisions. I saw him get arrested and the game was over. So he died. Game ended credits and he died. So, I mean, it looked interesting from what I saw it, but not something that's probably going to be for me. That cutscene loading time, if it got fixed, great, but that killed it for me immediately.
All right, let's move on to the main event of tonight's podcast, okay? And that would be the WWE, son. Okay, the WWE. Okay. First,
Roman Reigns.
Let's not talk about the Roman Chamber just yet, okay? We're going to start with the first topic in this WWE. So, I don't know if you know that WWE is ending dual-branded pay-per-views because of low ticket sales. Now, they're low ticket sales and they're empty arenas, right? And end of the day, I'm looking at the news article and I'm wondering, I'm like, hey, WWE, Vince, do you know why? It's because your creative team doesn't know how to book a goddamn episode of Raw and SmackDown. I haven't been happy to watch a Raw and SmackDown in almost 2 goddamn weeks. I would watch it and fast forward through 95% of the episode, see what happens at the beginning of a Raw, the middle of a Raw, the end of Raw, and I cut it off. SmackDown, I literally fast forward until I see somebody I like, AJ Styles, and then I stop watching it, and then I don't care anymore. Like, what the fuck is going on? What's so hard about booking some of that talent on your what's it called? But NXT, oh yeah, also NXT is losing them money for some reason. Well, and when it came to that, I was like, well, Vince, maybe you shouldn't, create $7 billion ramps for your WrestleManias. I mean,
I don't know, man.
But yeah, what do you think of the dual branded pay-per-view thing now? Now that there will be no more.
First of all, it's a bad idea. The higher ups, the fucking clowns behind WWE Creative, want to know why people aren't coming to the shows. Well, I'm gonna give you an example why. 1 week of Raw, 6-woman tag. The same, you got 6-woman tag. You got pointless storylines. You got Seth Rollins teaming with Jason Jordan fighting the Bar. Next week of Raw, 6-woman tag. Seth Rollins and tagging team with versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Another week of Raw, 6 fatal triple threat match between the women. Seth Rollins and blah 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 tag team against Sheamus and Cesaro. Roman Reigns doing Roman Reigns things. Next week of Raw, 6 women tags. SmackDown, 6 women tags. Oh wait, Charlotte versus Ruby. Next week, Charlotte versus KFC, whatever her name is Charlotte versus Liv Morgan. Do you see a trend here? Aren't I kind of like repeating myself?
Oh yeah.
This is why
like 4 times.
No one is watching these shows. When I here's the thing about. Have you ever been to a wrestling event?
We were about to, but no.
Have you ever been to one? You never been to one? Okay, I've been to at least 3. I'm going to tell you what happens there. You're sitting in a chair, and you hear nothing. You just see people come down to the ring. You hear a bunch of, and that's about it. And people cheering. You have no commentary. You have no, you don't really hear anything the wrestlers are saying. You have nothing. So at those shows, you have to either A, be entertained, B, make a chant, or C, throw a beach ball. Why would I pay money to sit behind someone who either A, smells like garbage, B, is yelling garbage out of the mouth like Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time, or something like that, when I can sit at home in my boxers with a hot dog in one hand, with a nice cold beverage in the other hand, and watch it from the comfort of my TV, hearing commentary, or I can be on my computer looking at something, listening to it because garbage is happening. What would you rather do? Be in a place paying $60 or how much, wherever, depending where you're sitting, $100, $200 for garbage on your television screen, or sit at home with the cable that you're already paying monthly with a cold beverage and pajamas watching it on TV? And can actually turn it off if you get bored of it and not feel sad about it.
Yeah. Because the other way, you're stuck in a location for
you're stuck there. If you leave, that's money wasted. So you're not going to want to leave. So you're going to sit there and be utterly bored. That's why people aren't going to these pay-per-views. That's why people aren't going to the shows. You give them nothing. You give them a guy they don't want to see in Roman Reigns. Your booking is terrible on both Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown is a complete abysmal. I wish it was taped so I could just read the spoilers every week while having to watch the darn show.
Yeah, oh yeah. They used to be what's called. You did not have to watch it. You could just look at it.
NXT is your best product, and and 205 Live is decent. It's getting better. But your main two shows are in complete and utter disarray. You have Roman Reigns as number 1 contender, even though steroid accusations can come back at any time. This video is coming out. Woohoo!
Oh,
you have Seth Rollins.
Johnny Bravo is making that video. That's why they left Braun's schedule open, so just in case it's all caught up, Roman's done and Braun is in.
Yep. You have all these seemingly looking like multi-man matches for Mania. Oh joy! You got a triple threat, possibly a fatal 5-way for the Intercontinental title with Elias and Strowman getting there if nothing happens to Roman Reigns. So you're gonna have Elias, Strowman, Miz, Rollins, and Seth in a 5-man and a 5-pack title, whatever the fuck they call it nowadays.
6-pack challenge or
6-pack or
fatal
5-man, fatal 5-way. Sorry. United States title probably gonna be a triple threat fatal 5-way. The Bar's gonna probably face either the Hardys 1-on-1 or a multi-man match because you gotta give. You want to get the Revival on the show. You want to get Gallows and Anderson on the show. It's like a bunch of multi-man matches coming up from WrestleMania. I honestly don't want to see a bunch of multi-man matches.
Okay. All right.
You have Roman versus Brock, and you tell me why no one goes to these shows. Come on.
And it is my next thing, right? We're going to talk about the product for a second, especially what happened with Raw and SmackDown. Now, first of all, I wanted to talk about fucking John Cena. All right. Why in the blue hell do they keep making him that desperate? When he was in the... First of all, right, I don't know if anybody in creative knows this, but when you make your fucking champion, the one that has the biggest title in your company, lose, that diminishes the fucking belt. Now, when AJ Styles lost the match against John Cena, because John Cena decided to look at the WrestleMania sign and decided to get an AA on AJ Styles, I don't know if you know, but I legit looked at my screen and cut it right off when John Cena looked at the sign and then got him with an AA. I was like, yeah, I already know what's happening. Fuck this fucking show. It's almost as if fucking nobody in creative realizes They should probably not add more people to the fucking Fastlane match, okay? That Fastlane match is already looking like shit to me. I don't even care. It's as long as AJ Styles fucking wins. Because if AJ don't win, we're going to get a shit main event. And we're going to get a shit match with Shinsuke versus somebody that's not AJ. Like, come the fuck on. And then
AJ will be in there. It'll be another multi-man match.
Oh, my God. If they make AJ's match with Shinsuke a multi-man match, you better... I'm canceling my network. I'm canceling. I already said this.
I wouldn't cancel it, but...
No, dude.
Kyle, I watch other things on there other than... Well, I need to watch NXT, so... And TakeOver would be worth it, so that's worth the thing alone.
Yeah, but legit, dude, I'm going to literally stop watching it and just watch it on YouTube to see the highlights, because I don't have time for this anymore. Especially some of these pay-per-view build-ups. Like, these go-home shows are starting to become so ass and they're not making any sense. Like, fucking, remember the Elimination Chamber go-home show? The only thing they had was the fucking gauntlet match. And who cared at the end of the day? Because Seth Rollins got eliminated and it became ass. It literally diminished in quality after Seth Rollins left. I mean, come on, man.
Problem with WWE is, man, there's no competition, so they spin their wheels and they can get away with all the political garbage. Desperate John Cena, honestly, I actually don't mind it because, you know, it makes it play up to the fact that it plays up the fact that he's more of a part-timer. And I honestly don't mind that he's in desperation mode right now. Now, he shouldn't have beat AJ Styles. He shouldn't have beaten AJ Styles.
He doesn't make any type of sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
you know, I honestly would have had AJ beat him and put Johnson in more desperation. Shit, I lost the WWE champion. I don't even have a chance at Fastlane. You know, something like that, and then maybe you can have him challenge Shinsuke Nakamura. He wins, he's added to the WWE championship match, or he puts Shinsuke, shout on, or something of that nature. But I would have had him lose to AJ Styles. You don't want to bury the WWE championship. But it's John Cena, so you gotta put him in the match. He was already advertised for Fastlane, so you gotta get him in there. Woo!
Like,
the product is what it is. There is no competition. WWE has no fear in none of these other promotions. None. So they don't have to try. And unfortunately, people like me who've been watching for 20 plus years, people like you who've been watching for 20 plus years, as much as we hate the show, we sit here and we watch it in hopes that something will make some type of sense. And not a sense of complete logic, because this is wrestling. You know, logic kind of, you don't need 100% logic, but something that makes sense. You know, something that at least is not even makes sense. Good television. You know, wrestling could be as illogical as anything in the world. I wouldn't care.
Lucha Underground has like supernatural stuff going on at the time, and everyone loves it because it's great.
You know,
what's his name died? I forgot what's his name. He died and then got revived and all that stuff and came back. Yeah. I was like, hey, this is still good. It's fun. You know, it doesn't have to be all realistic. It's just they just have to know how to book it.
It has to be good television. At the end of the day, it just needs to be good television. WWE Raw and SmackDown, with the occasional moment on the show, has not been good television. You can't say, you know, as good as Seth Rollins did. You know, as good as that gauntlet match was with Seth Rollins. That does not make Monday Night Raw a good show. That made that a good segment. You know, the show as a whole, overall, was mediocre. Look at Raw 25. That show was terrible.
Oh my God!
That SmackDown Live. Shit. I said this in our chat. Randy Orton cut the best promo I heard practically almost all year, minus the Seth Rollins call Jason Jordan a selfish son of a bitch. It made sense. It was logic. It was direct to the point. We have a crap about top 10 list. You have the United States title. I've never held the title. You have it. I'm coming through you because you have the belt. And he walks off. Best promo I heard probably all year, minus a few segments here and there.
Oh yeah, and
made sense.
Yeah, and moving on a little bit, that Roman promo, man, that was the best Roman promo of all time, and even Jonathan Coach commented out, why do people hate Roman Reigns?
It was great.
Oh no,
it was a good promo.
Yeah, it was
with political bullshit behind it.
As soon as I saw the promo and I saw him talking, I was like, yeah, this ain't real. This is clearly a fake. This is a fake promo.
I mean, it's a work.
I couldn't even get into it. Like as soon as he said, "Let me be honest right now," I'm like, "No, shut up." Like I
mean, it was a good promo.
I couldn't fall for it, man, because all he was doing was just talking shit about Brock Lesnar. And half the time, I'm like, dog, if Brock Lesnar was in the ring and Paul Heyman was there, you wouldn't be talking half this shit. Because when Roman gets into the ring with other people, his promos, like you could tell his lack of promo skill when he's talking to another person. It's always been like this at this point. It's actually not good.
You know, they're trying to make Roman the babyface here. You know, I'll reiterate. That was his best promo he's ever done. But I, like smart people, watch wrestling with open eyes. I know that when Roman speaks, that there's an agenda behind it now. Nothing is not authentic, is not genuine. It's an agenda. The agenda is, okay, Roman needs to be the babyface here. We're going to have Brock be the heel. Brock doesn't show up, even though he's supposed to be scheduled to show up, which means, you know, it's going to be, oh, Brock doesn't care about the wrestling fans. He doesn't care about us. Woo, woo. He doesn't care about you people. I'm here busting. We're all here. Me and the boys in the back. We're busting up bust every day. Well, come on, Roman. You're not true. You're not fooling. This is not a shoot promo. This is not a CM Punk pipe bomb. It's not a Roman Reigns pipe bomb because everybody knows. A, this is a work, and B, even if it wasn't work, they know Brock Lesnar doesn't give a crap anyway.
Everyone knows Brock Lesnar doesn't give a crap.
Roman Reigns promo was political garbage.
Yeah, and
they through and through political.
Oh yeah, it was. To me, it was a. Like I said, once I like watched it, and I was like, "Yo, this ain't really that good." But like it was good. Like if we weren't smart marks, right, and we weren't, you know, wise to the product, yeah, I could have been like, "Oh yeah, this promo was great. It was fantastic." But since people like me and you, we watch the product and we know what the fuck we're watching and looking for. As soon as I watched it, man, I couldn't even get behind it. I was like, "You shut the fuck up." That's like I saw that literally was saying in my head. I'm like, "Shut up." I
have a question.
Yeah.
Wild thing.
Yes, sir.
What's with the Roman Reigns dropping these cuss words that make him look cooler? What the fuck is this shit?
I don't know.
Every time he cuts a promo, it's I ain't scared of this bitch or you were bitch. What's with the bitches?
Does that make him trying to make him look cool? Because even JD was like, why does he keep doing it? Hell, even JD was like, he even asked a good question too. Look, when it comes to the Roman Reigns dude, and even I had to agree with JD because I saw his podcast. He said, and I quote, "What did Roman Reigns do to deserve anything? Nothing." And
if you think about this promo, doesn't it sound awfully familiar?
Oh yeah, it did. It did. That's why, again, another thing, and that's why, you know, I wasn't falling for that damn promo. Like, Roman Reigns is a good promo now. No, fuck, he's not. He's a scripted asshole that thinks he's a good promo. This dude thinks he's a good wrestler. And hell, a lot of people, and I brought this up, right? I even brought this up to a couple of people on Twitter. If you really think Roman Reigns and John Cena are good wrestlers, why can't they carry a match themselves? Oh, they can carry a match. Look at them versus blah, 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 blah. AJ Styles, you know, to be a prime example. And I'm like, AJ carried the match. Look at what happened with John Cena versus fucking Roman Reigns. You can't tell me that was a good match in the slightest. That match was ass-a-rooty tooty. They don't gel, nor can the two men carry a match. They can't carry a match to save their fucking lives, you know, at all.
I will say, you know, I will say this. It takes two to really do a lot. Are John Cena and Roman capable in the ring and good at what they do? Yes, but there's a caveat to that because it takes two in wrestling. It's not just one, it's two.
Yeah.
For them to have a 4-star and above match, they've got to have someone in the ring who can lead, who can, you know, basically make everything that they do look A, enhanced, and B, look better. That's why Seth Rollins and John Cena have good matches. That's why Roman Reigns and AJ had a good match, and John Cena and AJ. You're in the ring. They're in the ring with leaders who can lead a match. Yes, you know, I will say John Cena and Roman Reigns are good, but they're not leaders. They're not ring generals. They are people who know how to bump. They know how to sell. But in order for them to get a 4-star and above match, maybe in a 3-star and above match. You gotta have someone in the match who can lead. You know, you gotta have someone who can kind of dictate the pace because the John Cena and Roman Reigns aren't those guys. You give them someone in the ring like that, they'll do great. They'll do fine. It'll be a 3-4-star match. But you get them in the ring with, you get John, like you said, Roman Reigns and John Cena, to me, was like a WWE game match with all finishers turned up to infinite, and you're hitting the triangle button every 2 seconds with a couple punches mixed in there.
Oh, yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah. That's what during that match, Roman Reigns could get hit with 4 AAs and get up. And then, so at WrestleMania now, he's going to get 4 F5s and still get up. And
no, he'll get 1 and get up. And then he'll hit Brock with maybe 1 or 2 spears and that'll be done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's going to be...
Because they booked the F5 so strong. It took 1 for Joe, 1 for Strowman, and 1 for Roman at SummerSlam. It's going to take 1 for Roman at WrestleMania. Oh, wait, no. It's going to be such a big deal when he kicks out. Political garbage, man. It's just straight up garbage. And that's why people don't like Roman. It's political garbage. It's not genuine. It's not. It's just forced political garbage.
Yeah. And now we get to the piece that just dawned up tonight. The fucking Roman Chamber. No. Ronda Rousey. Then the Roman Chamber. How did you feel about Ronda Rousey's segment on the Elimination Chamber to her Monday Night Raw self?
Okay. Elimination Chamber. I thought she was cringe, but after sitting down and actually thinking about it, I said, okay, it's her first night. I'll give her, some time. Her Monday night performance, I thought was actually pretty well done. Now, I don't care. I'm still on the I don't care at the moment because she hasn't done enough for me to say I'm invested in her character. But, Sunday was Sunday. First time jitters. Monday she came out there. She did better. It was straight, quick to the point, exactly how I wanted it to be. She didn't come out there smiling and trying to cut promos on how she wants to be respectful. I thought it was fine. I thought she did well Monday night. That's just me, though.
Her Monday Night Raw. I'm not gonna lie. That elimination, the fucking Elimination Chamber version of her. I was like, bruh. If you come out on Monday smiling, I'm going to be pissed. Lo and behold, she came out with a serious face, not a near smile, and you're right, she went straight to the point. She went straight for the jugular, and I was thoroughly impressed that day, Monday, watching her in the ring. But that Elimination Chamber, when she was speaking, I almost wanted to cut it off. Like, oh my God, shut up. Because you heard the crowd. The crowd was not impressed until after she started getting angry. You know what I mean? The crowd really wasn't impressed. Yep. Then after the crowd finally got onto her, that's when she started, And then on Monday, when she didn't say anything, she got all cheers, and then when she went straight to the point, that was greatness. But the way it ended with Kurt Angle getting punched, I was looking at the screen like, that was dumb. I don't know if you know.
I just looked at it and said, why?
Not even that, dude. Not even that. It's the fact that Kurt Angle kept walking toward Triple H and looking away, right? And then Triple H was like, oh shit, I forgot. Wham! And hit him in the chest, and then he went down. I was like, okay. I think that was a little bit, that was ass. That was an ass segment there.
And I just said, why? And I literally said, why? And I said, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just gotta say whatever with WWE these days. Just be like, I don't even care. I'm not even gonna fucking ask any more questions anymore. So like, I'm tired, son. I'm tired of asking the questions. And like, I've never been so embarrassed to be like, yeah, man, I'm a wrestling fan until I watch these two shows. But moving on. Now, the Roman Chamber. No. Okay. The Roman Chamber. Let me go ahead and mark that on the paper. I don't know what's it called. Overall, what did you think of the Roman Chamber?
I honestly don't have much to say about the show.
Oh my god. Because I know you cut it off before it ended. Which.
Oh yeah, I cut it off before it ended because I didn't care. I honestly don't have. I mean, you know why I don't have much to say about the show?
Why?
Because every match ended exactly how I thought it would. It was ultimately predictable garbage. Were the matches fine? Sure, but very predictable card. Nothing on this chamber made me think that anything would change. The way the matches played out, nothing made me think that the outcome would be differently. I legit have honestly. You know what's worse than giving a score like a 0 or something is not having much to say. I honestly don't have nothing to say because honestly this show was legitimately. I legitimately picked every winner. Very much. Were the matches, were the chambers good? The women's and the men's, sure, they were good, but there was no intrigue for me because I sat there like I know where this is going. The women match, it kind of maybe, had me thinking for a split second until I saw who the final two were. I'm like, yeah, goodbye, Sasha. She's not winning this match.
Goodbye, Sasha.
What was it? The Bar versus the Titus Worldwide. We knew who was winning that match. The only match that we didn't know who was going to win wholeheartedly was Bray versus Matt. And I think I called Matt Hardy to win this match anyway, 50-50 booking. So, and then the men's, we knew Roman was going to win. Now, like I said, were the matches good? Yes. But I had no intrigue because I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew the outcomes, basically.
All right. Now, let's go down each match list by list. Except the pre-show match because no one cared. And you're right, that was 50-50 booking. So, what would you rate the Women's Elimination Chamber, first ever in history of all time in history, plus history, with an extra side?
Out of what?
Out of 5 stars. The star rating. Simple wrestling.
I'll give it 3 stars. Why not?
3 stars. I personally, I enjoyed the match slightly. I genuinely wasn't interested until after about Sasha betrayed Bayley in the funniest fucking way I've seen.
I enjoyed the match for Sasha. She was the only thing that stood out to me in this entire match.
Yeah, and then that's why during Monday Night Raw, when you saw Bayley betray her back, I was genuinely interested in that. But after that, I was like, I don't really care. So I honestly can give it 2.5. For you see, you said it earlier. There was no fucking intrigue in the match, and I did not care about anything. The next match. By the way, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville was complete shit in that match, and they did nothing. What the fuck was the point of them being in the match?
Because you either have them or you have the Dana Brooks in the world. Your choice.
Okay, and all right, so why is Mickie James friends with Alexa Bliss? Oh, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah, she just randomly turns heel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a cold day when they turn Mickie randomly heel before they turn Sasha.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay. All right, moving on. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Titus Catering Worldwide. What would you rate that match?
Give it. Just give it a 2-star match with nothing special.
Honestly, for me, what Apollo Crews is doing the match, and of course Cesaro is always a beast. I honestly think, first of all, I love Cesaro, and he should have been a champion decades ago. I feel as though he should have been. I would give that match 3 stars out of 5 because I definitely enjoyed the in-ring dynamic. My main problem with that whole piece of crap was, the fact that match and outcome was obvious from, day one-ish. Not even gonna like you knew what was gonna happen in the match because every time they go against them in a title match, they fucking lose. So yeah, I knew, but the in-ring work was amazing. Like if they actually had won the match, I would have given it 4 stars. But that was an average match because of the outcome mainly. But moving on, Asuka versus Nia Jax. What would you give that match? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was looking at something right quick. Oh, man. What was the match you asked? I had zoned out. I was looking at something that someone sent me. Asuka versus Nia Jax?
Yes, sir.
I gave it 3.5 stars. It kept Nia looking strong. Asuka got her win. So, I mean, it was a decent match, but it's the best match they've ever had.
Oh yeah,
so I give it 3.5 stars.
Yes, sir.
Give it 3.5 stars. Honestly, I don't think nothing gets higher than 3.5. Honestly, for me on this show, nothing. Because it's just, honestly, my biggest thing about wrestling, if I have no intrigue, this automatically below a 5 stars. And to even get a 4 star at that point, you have to at least like do some like real crazy shit. And honestly, none of this match really did real crazy shit. So.
Yeah, you're right. So I would also give it a 3.5 stars though too. It was pretty intriguing. The ending of the match was pretty fun.
And watching Asuka get bulldozed was hilarious.
It was. Granted, she won in the end. Still, because it was too predictable, I couldn't really truly invest myself in this match 100%. I was generally bored halfway through the match because I already knew who was going to win the match. Because if they had broke Asuka's streak, I think the world would have been like, what?
If they broke Asuka's streak, I wouldn't care for it. I wouldn't watch a single women's match in Mania. honestly, I probably wouldn't even. I probably would just watch AJ versus Shinsuke. Like, I would tell someone to tell me when it comes on, and then I'll just watch that match. And as soon as that match is over, I would just stop watching. Maybe the Intercontinental match because Seth and Finn, but I mean, whatever.
Yay! Now we get to one of my favorite matches of the night, and I'm of course being sarcastic. Matt Hardy versus goddamn Bray Wyatt, which is going to continue, by the way, for some reason, because it really needs to. What are your opinions on that match before I get to it?
Well, first, this match gets a 1.5 stars from me. And B, do I care? No. This Matt and Bray thing is taking too long. And, you know, they're doing... It might have a great payoff when it's finally said and done, but right now, I don't care. It was a decent match, but, you know, again, I chose Matt Hardy. He ended up winning. They're doing really nothing with the storyline except for a bunch of laughing garbage. And, you know, it brings the match down quality overall when they're not really telling a story. I don't know what, you know, they're trying to do. So, 1.5 stars for me.
Okay, and that being said, my friend, I would have to say 0.5 stars. The best part of the match was literally the Obsolescence song, which I thought Jeff would have came out. If Jeff had come out during that song, I would have said, yeah, it's over. I would have given Jeff at least a 1. But
bring Jeff back as Willow. There you go.
Thank you. Like brother fucking Nero, call it a day. I would have been happy.
Oh no, not Nero, Willow.
Ah, never mind. Yeah, I was confusing the two. Yeah, that would have been great. You know what I mean? That would be great.
Having the Umbrella come out with that distorted laugh, get a new theme, or use the same thing from TNA, even though we know they wouldn't do that. Have Jeff make a new theme, have him come out as Willow. There you go. Screw it. You have Woken, Matt Hardy, and Willow as, you know, a tag team. That would be fucking beast. Why? Because it can't get no worse.
And then there's the goddamn Elimination Chamber. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? First, let's hear what you have to say about that damn match. Because I know you have a little bit more to say, especially after you stop watching.
I probably don't. The only thing I have to say is that there was a lot of shared cast members in this match. A lot of shared cast members. I literally can document every cast member. Strowman was Nia Jax. Seth was Sasha Banks. Elias was Alexa Bliss. Finn Balor was Mickey James. No, Bailey. Actually, no. Roman Reigns technically would be the Bailey, considering she got betrayed on. You can say Finn was the Mickey James.
Yeah.
A lot of shared roles in this match. And, Strowman eliminated everybody, which, good for him. And then Roman beats him with a couple. I don't know how he did it, but he beats him with a couple of Superman punches and a couple of spears. Hip hip hooray. Oh joy, oh joy, oh joy. It gets 3 stars from me.
Look. Alright, I do have a little bit more. First of all, right, I was wondering how you gonna start this match off, right? First of all, The Miz didn't need to be in there. I did not care. I never believed The Miz was gonna win that match, not even in the beginning when he started off. I didn't believe it, not even in the slightest. But why did this match make Braun Strowman look like Jesus, only to lose to some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life? Oh yeah, he gets 2 spears and then 1, 2, 3. Like, fuck you. Like,
because he always loses like that.
Bruh, the last time I seen Braun Strowman lose to Roman and I legit was complaining is when Braun Strowman got on the top ropes and got speared. And I was like, fuck are you doing, WWE? Did you just want to give him the win that bad? You made Braun look stupid? But the thing about this one, and that particularly was painful to me, is the fact that Braun Strowman destroyed everybody in the match. And what didn't make any sense to me is when he focused on fucking Finn Balor, instead of pinning Roman Reigns. And I was like, the fuck are you stupid?
Pretty much.
I was like, bro, why?
Also, what did Roman do this match?
Nothing. He did nothing. And everybody the funny thing is, everybody beat up on Strowman, and then Strowman got kicked out, and everybody tried to pin him and he kicked out. And Roman did nothing. Roman legit didn't do anything. Hence what comes back to the phrase, what does Roman do to deserve to be in the fucking main event? He doesn't do shit. Half of his matches are multi-matches. He barely does anything. Spear, 1, 2, 3. That triple threat match was him, Ambrose, and Brock Lesnar. What did Roman do in that match? He got hit with a couple of chairs. Spear, 1, 2, 3. Done. The SummerSlam match. He barely did anything. Granted, Samoa Joe did less than him. F5, 1, 2, 3. It's highly obvious because, again, and a lot of people say Roman's good, but bro, he in multi-man matches he's obviously not doing anything. His Survivor Series, every time he's in Survivor Series matches, he doesn't do anything. That best one was the one that was like 2 years ago, but you remember he did that one thing where he speared Shane, and then everybody was like Roman sleeping and all that stuff because no one cares at this point about Roman, and he can't really perform in multi-man matches unless you have the only 2 people that can carry him, which is Ambrose and Rollins. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
Like, without them, he can't perform in multi-man matches. So it looks weird. But he didn't do anything.
Without them, he doesn't get any cheers, if any, at all.
Yeah, he barely gets cheers, and then you hear girls. I remember one time he came out and everybody was booing him, and you heard one random lady go, "He's still hot," and I was like, "Shut the fuck all up. Who cares if he's hot? He's not a good wrestler."
Pretty much.
Like he's not a good wrestler at all. Like, and I can't stand it. But for me, honestly, if I was to grade that match, it would literally get 2 stars because one, it was so fucking predictable that a blind man could have predicted the match outcome, judging from the sounds of the crowd. And 2, because the match, Braun Strowman should have won the match. Like, come on, Braun Strowman was the best part of the match. Seth Rollins was too. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman were the 2 best parts of the match for them both to get eliminated. To give Roman a victory of those 7 other men at the end of the day, it didn't make any sense. So I give it 2 stars. I can't go higher. Like once Rollins and I know you were upset at this too, but once Rollins was eliminated, I legit wanted to also cut the TV off. I was like, yeah, all right.
Well, I cut it off and went to sleep.
Yeah, man.
There was no need because I already knew it was going to happen. Superman punch spear. The end.
Superman.
And they wonder why people don't come to the shows.
Oh, and they wonder. And what we got was a piece of shit pay-per-view with 95% empty seats, and they were salty that their seats were empty. They were fucking salty. I don't know if you saw the reports. Vince was salty. And all anybody could say was, Vince, why are you salty? Look at the shit pay-per-view you just made us go through. Like, no one wanted to watch this. No one wanted to see Roman Reigns win. And you're going to expect him with a shit promo to come to WrestleMania and get cheered throughout the building when this is the same town that booed him to the arena from the crowd to the goddamn seat, to his ring, to out the ring when they tried to give him that sad moment. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's not going to work. It never works.
It will never work.
It'll never work. Like, no one's dumb enough to cheer him. And then when he lost to Brock Lesnar the first time, remember, he got cheered. They tried to give him that oh man moment. And then he got booed out the frame. Then when he faced Triple H, he got booed out the frame to the point where he better have left the arena. He probably was about to get shot. Like, come on, son. No one cares. But yet we keep getting this one gentleman, and it's not gonna end. It's never gonna fucking end.
Even if Roman was over, at this point, fans are going to boo him just for the sake of booing him. So it wouldn't help. It's not going to work either way. It will never work. Roman, the character, is a failure. He needs a change up. Something needs to happen because he's going to win the title at WrestleMania. Fine, whatever. Now, my fear is he holds the title for 400 plus days, so they can get CM Punk out the record books. Honestly, I don't know what I would do if he had the title for 435 days. That would be some garbage television. I might actually not watch wrestling for the entire time.
Hey, dude.
Or I'll watch it until I get bored of it. But
dude, I'm legit when I say if Roman wins the title at WrestleMania, I already know what's gonna happen. So therefore, I'm just gonna watch NXT. Like I don't have. I'm
gonna see where it goes. I'm gonna see where it goes. I'm gonna see where it goes, but. Yeah, if I realize it's been 8 months and he's still champion, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. So overall for the chamber score, sir, so we can get ready to wrap this up. Some people have to go to work in the morning.
Oh yeah, overall score, I give it a 2. I was thoroughly bored.
I'm about there, 2.5 for me. I'm about there. I got nothing. 2.5 for me. Chamber was what it was. Next is Venice Fastlane, which I'm not looking forward to at all. Just don't care. I honestly, legitimately, just don't care.
Who cares about the fans?
Honestly, I ain't watched that event.
Like, come on, son. Who's gonna watch Fastlane? Like, come on, son. But all right, let's get you out of here, man. And because you're a sucker and you gotta work, unlike me. So who cares about your life? Anywho, all right, man. This is Wild Fang and this is Dark Wave in a solo dolo episode of the Wild Street Fighting Podcast. And I have some news for people, just in case you don't know. When we get to the 10th episode, that will be a live episode. So. Hopefully we get the 9th episode. Yes, it's going to be a live episode. So it's going to be live.
Believe it or not, I got disconnected.
Okay. Oh, that was funny. So yeah, it's going to be a live episode, and it's going to be. Hopefully we're going to get that on that Friday before WrestleMania. So we're going to have our big previous predictions and shoot the shit about wrestling and video games, and we may be receiving special guest characters sometime. For the podcast. But for right now, all in due time. All in due time. It's only March.
All in due time.
Fuck this show. Anywho, I'll catch you guys later. Wrestling sucks now. And I'm probably going to stop watching for a while. except NXT.
I'm gonna curb stomp. I'm gonna curb stomp the Raw signs until oblivion.
Oh,
Jesus.
my friend. Like I said, man, if Roman wins at WrestleMania, I'm gonna stop watching wrestling.
It's not if, it's when, sir.
Oh, no. I'm proclaiming this now. If he doesn't win, guess who's watching wrestling every week? If he does, every Wednesday I'll be watching wrestling. Trust me. Probably gonna.
I mean, it's not if, sir. It's when. Unless John Bravo gets him suspended, it's not if. It's when.
Hey, am I the one that kind of hopes he does? I'm kind of hoping.
I mean, I don't want to see anyone lose their job or get suspended, but it'll force WWE to actually write better television.
Oh, isn't that asking too much? Isn't that a tall?
No, because remember when they got sick, that pay-per-view, Survivor Series, or whatever fuck it was, TLC, sorry, it got better matches. AJ versus Finn. So I mean, it forces them to actually use their brains. So we have to see.
You're right.
But
other than
I'm going to sign out soon.
All right, Dark Wave. I'll catch you later.
And marinate and marinate over this WWE nonsense.
All right, dude. I'll catch you later, man. Fucking WWE.
All right, sir.
All right. Fuck WWE.